What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at the new Reptilian support from Burst of Destiny. We still do not have any new Insector support as promised, or Cosmo support, which is something I'm definitely hoping for, but thankfully they have gone ahead and created new support for the archetype that definitely has been the most demanded, and that is Reptilian. If you can't taste the sarcasm through that, then I do apologize. You might want to work on your, perception skills. Anyway, the one thing about this, I'll say, is neat is that the Reptilian stuff we are getting seems pretty solid, all things considered. So at least there's a chance it might be a serious boost for the deck. But I have to say, this feels really out of left field. We just had Ancient Guardians, which had a bunch of reptile support, some of which was better than others. And obviously this archetype might synergize well with some of the Abyss stuff. So, you know, well, remains to be seen what might happen, but let's take a look at the new cards. Just before we do, I want to remind you guys, if you're watching this video, we are going live tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern for the first Loveshack live stream of Ion Market. We are going to be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Trivia, giving away TCG player gift cards. Depending on the number of people, the number of gift cards may vary. We're also going to take a live look at the market, showcase some cool misprints, and talk about King's Court, which releases this week. So if you guys are watching this on the day it comes out, which is the 7th, check back tonight at 9 p.m. for all of that awesome fun stuff. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it too. That being said, let's jump into the actual meat and potatoes of this video, starting with Reptilian Niamini. It sounds like Doodle Bob language. You can only use each of these effects once per turn, and only once that turn... you can only use one of these effects per turn, only once that turn. During the main phase, if you have a reptile monster in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0. Alright, so that's neat. You can use it during the opponent's turn, so if you are going second, it does at least give you... Well, no, you have to have a reptile in grave, so that's going to be kind of tricky. A little reliant on the opponent, but it's still a neat extender, because the second effect is if your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. This combos really well with the Abyss stuff, but also some of the other Reptilian cards in general. It's not hard to get this to grave, and it does basically set up its own effect. It's just a little slow, but it's definitely neat. It's not a tuner like the other Reptilian, but it's pretty good overall. I think it's definitely an upgrade from some of the other stuff the deck has, but let's see what else is here. Reptilian Codal, this is a level 4 Dark Reptile Tuner. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If you control a Dark Reptile monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then, if your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, you can special summon Reptilian monsters from your hand up to the number of those monsters. That's really good. That is a decent extender in general, but also can be a further extender depending on what your opponent has. And Dark Reptiles, there's plenty of them. All the Reptilians are that, as well as the Abyss stuff, so I do like that effect. If this card is used as synchro YuGiOh for a reptile monster, you can treat it as a non-tuner. Alright, so that's pretty cool, actually. If you summon one of the tuners, you special this, you can basically synchro using this, and it doesn't have to be treated as a tuner. This is good. This is definitely a genuinely good support card for Reptilians. Next one is the new synchro. I saw a bit of this earlier. Reptilian Melcene, level 8 Dark Reptile. 1 Reptile Tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. You can only use this card's second effect once per chain. If this card was synchro summoned using only reptile monsters, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Alright, so it's got some built-in protection. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster they control, change its attack to 0. Okay, it's neat. It doesn't negate, but it is also not once per turn, it's once per chain. So there's ways to utilize that in conjunction with whatever your opponent's playing to combo off your other Reptilians, so it's actually not awful. If this synchro summon card you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add one reptile monster to your deck to your hand. So that would be any means in which it's sent to the graveyard. So that's actually pretty good. It's easy to summon with the new extender, and being a level 8 Dark Synchro, it even has synergy with the level 8 Abyss monsters for like overlay purposes and stuff. So, not bad at all. I'm pretty impressed with that. The spell, Reptilian Lamification. You can only use one card with this card's name per turn. Send effects is as follows. Send one card from your hand to the graveyard to activate 2 of these effects. Add 1 Reptilian monster from your deck to your hand. Add 1 Reptilian spell or trap from your deck to your hand, except this card. Change the attack of one face-up monster your opponent controls to 0. So this feels kind of insane, at least on the surface. This basically gets you whatever you need whenever you need it, so it's a +1 inherently if you're searching 2 cards. You can search something like Reptilian Spawn off this and banish your reptile from grave to put 2 tokens on the board. Also, you can basically search any Reptilian you need. You can tutor any of your other Reptilians by combining the search with the attack change. I really, really like this card. This feels like a borderline broken card in terms of like what it may do for the archetype. Might be something to keep an eye on. I know I should talk this, but this particular card looks really, really good. And lastly, Reptilian Recoil is a field spell. You can only use each of these cards' effects once per turn. You can target one monster you control with 0 attack and one dark reptile monster in your graveyard. Destroy that monster on the field, and if you do, special summon that other monster from your graveyard. Okay, kind of neat. I don't know how many of your Reptilians actually have 0 attack, but maybe there's some combos I'm not thinking of. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target one face-up monster they control with 0 attack. Take control of that monster, then special summon one Reptilian token to your opponent's field. Okay, targeting, a little frustrating. However, it does take control of it. And all they have to do is activate a monster effect. You can target a monster they control. So, not a terrible card either. I mean, it's got enough application and it's searchable. So, you'd probably play it for sure. At least because it's a name that might actually function in the deck. Alright, I'm kind of sold on this stuff, to be honest with you. I think this is a really good slate of support. I think overall, this card is okay. This is a really, really good extender for reptiles in general, not going to be limited exclusively to this archetype. This synchro seems like a decent boss monster. It's not the best, but it does do some things for you. And this spell is completely absurd. I think this spell may be what works. I mean, that sending a card from hand to grave doesn't hurt you at all because you're quite literally setting up for your other combos, and you can search Reptilian spawn with this, summon tokens. This is a good card. This is a really, really good card, and I think there's a lot of application to look at with it. So, definitely something to consider. You know, let me know what you guys think of this stuff. You think this has any potential to boost Reptilians? Some of it seems really solid, and some of it seems a little lackluster, but ultimately, I think it could merit some consideration. That being said, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please like the video and subscribe. For more, drop a comment down below. It helps the algorithm, and I like to interact with you guys. And again, if you're watching this the day it comes out, definitely join us tonight at 9 p.m. for the live stream. Chance to win some stuff. We're going to talk about all the new cards. We may even go over some of this shit. So hopefully see you guys there, and I'll see you in the next video.